Hello Daily Drafters and welcome back to the channel for today's Daily Draft. Today we will be drafting Shadows over Innistrad Remastered for what I believe is the fourth time. For those of you looking for Phyrexia All Will Be One, sadly the season has ended. We're going to have our format follow-up video either tomorrow or Wednesday. And then as early as Wednesday or Thursday, we have set review content for March of the Machine. But in the meantime, we have Shadows Remastered kind of holding us over until March of the Machine releases in 15 days from today. So we've got 2 weeks and 1 day. On Tuesday, April the 18th, I believe it is when March of the Machine releases on Arena, which gives us some time to enjoy Shadows Remastered in the meantime. The Arena Open just happened for you all. I'm recording this before the Arena Open when the flashback cards are available in the Shadows over Innistrad, or what's it called? The Shadows of the Past cards right now. So you'll see some flashback cards in the packs here. And we'll go from there. So yeah, lots of fun things happening on the channel. So without further ado, let's dive into pack one, pick one. All right, here we are. And this is the second time I believe we've seen Flameblade Angel in the rare spot. It's been fine. It's possible it's the pick here. Let's see what the flashback card is. Here it is, Forbidden Alchemy. So it's kind of like a Anticipate. Flashback for 7. Wow, that's very expensive. Stensium Masquerade. In this second instance of the Shadows of the Past here, we've lost all of the Tribal Lords. So the Vampires deck is still pretty good, but has lost a little bit of its oomph now without the Vampire Lord here. I think this is a pretty, not necessarily easy, but Drag Under is one of the better cards. And Blue-Red Spells now with the flashback cards has gotten a lot better. So I'm going to go ahead and take what I think is the best blue common here in Drag Under. And then follow it up with basically no blue or red spells at all. So let's see. 4 mana. Each player chooses a creature they control, destroy the rest, and flashback. I don't know if that's very good. 3 mana 2/2 flyer that can protect a couple of spirits here. Bloodsworn for the Vampires deck. Gisa's Bidding. But Zombies has really not been great, although this is just a decent-ish card. Doesn't have to be in Zombies. Bound by Moonsilver is a fine card. Byway Courier is a fine card. I don't think I want to take a Tormenting Voice this early, even if I do want to get into blue-red. So I'm going between Byway Courier and Bound by Moonsilver. I haven't played Spirits yet, but Spirits seems like a good deck, which means that Spectral Shepherd would also be pretty good for this. But Bound by Moonsilver, in a deck like Spirits, removing their flying blockers and attacking with Drag Under and Bound by Moonsilver is what you want to do there. Alright, Certain Death, a little expensive. Fury Blade Vampire, 2 mana, 1/2 trample. Beginning of combat, discard a card that gets +3/+2. It's good for the Vampires deck, that's for sure. Oh, here's Spider Spawning. Is it common or I think it's uncommon. It's hard to tell. Interesting. Okay, so we have Tattered Haunter if we want to continue down Spirits. And there is Spider Spawning. Now, I wasn't around for original Innistrad when Spider Spawning was like the deck to do. But from what I understand, there are cards missing in this set that made that deck tick, that allowed you to like kind of return some things and kind of loop your entire graveyard and constantly cast this card over and over again. So I'm going to let someone else have that kind of fun today. I'm just going to try to see if I can get into a deck I haven't been into yet with Spirits here, if it stays open, but we'll see. Each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard game's flashback until end of turn. How is that good? It's 4 mana just to like cast another card from your graveyard? That's very strange. 2 mana 2/2 ETBs give a creature +1/+1 till end of turn. There's a Terrarian. Daring Sleuth could be good if we find our way into blue-green clues, which is a fun deck. Turn target basic land from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. I think I'm going to take the Daring Sleuth here and see if blue-green ends up being open. Because now there's a Byway Courier, there's another Haunter, and Ironclad Slayer is fine if you have auras and equipments, obviously. Mainly auras. Feeling of Dread. Tap 2 target creatures. This is pretty good in Spirits as well. Briarbridge Patrol goes in the Clues deck. Hinterland Logger's just a fine-ish card. Lots of black here, but not a lot of good black. Feeling of Dread, Tattered Haunter, Byway Courier is the question here. I think I'm going to take the Tattered Haunter number 2, actually, over the Byway Courier. It's a fine card in Clues, but not like one of the best ones. So, seeing if we can just kind of keep the path here towards Spirits. Ingenious Scob, Imprisoned in the Moon, Sigardian Priest. This is another removal spell, but I haven't found this one to be very good. When my opponents cast it on me, I feel kind of okay, because I got an extra land out of the deal. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the Ingenious Scob here. There's a Cultist, which isn't great in this deck. There's a Priest, which is whatever. There's a Patrol, a Dryad, and a Logger in green. There's a Port Town, if we want to just stay the course here. These Tattered Haunters, the problem with these is outside of blue-white spirits, these aren't great. And this is really only good in Clues, unless you can get some extra, like, clues as well in blue if you stay outside of blue-green. Yeah, this is a tough pick there. I don't know if our deck is necessarily open. We've been seeing some garbage cards coming around here for sure. You gain 2 life for each creature card in your graveyard and flashback. There's a Deny Existence. There's a Borrowed Malevolence. Yeah, all this stuff is really not great. Not where you want to be. The Forbidden Alchemy Wield. And so did basically nothing else. Interesting. Its madness cost is the same as its mana cost, which is not common. I guess I can take a Forbidden Alchemy, just keep cutting blue. It's a pretty late Byway Courier, so that could be something here. Let's take the Byway Courier and see if blue-green ends up being open. Crawling Sensation is like the Delirium Mill card, basically. Strength of Arms good with humans. And nothing else really matters, so let's take that. Bloodbriar, okay. No one's in Wolves and Werewolves with the Moonlight Hunt wheeling, but I don't think we're going to get there either. Bloodbriar pretty good in Clues, but Ironclad Slayer not bad. Do we have any auras? Not sure. Alright, can we find a direction? Bruna the Fading Light. 5 mana, or 7 mana 5/7. When you cast it, return an angel or human from your graveyard to the battlefield. Flying and Vigilance. That turns into... oh, it melds with something that we're probably not going to get. Well, if we're thinking blue-white, it's a pretty good curve topper for blue-white. If we're thinking blue-green, there's another Bloodbriar. Outrider's pretty good, but in humans, this is not the spirit you want. Yeah, I'm going to take Bruna here, and note that it melds with Gisela. Gosh. Flying, First Strike, Vigilance, Lifelink. Opponents can't cast spells, mana value 3 or less, 9/10. That is ridiculous. So yeah, I think blue-white is looking to be what we want to do here. Collective Brutality is a pretty good one for red-black Vamps, which is a card I still haven't, or a deck I still haven't played but want to. Pieces of the Puzzle, probably not for us. There is an Apothecary Geist here, which is a card I would like to play. I don't think it will wheel. But we're going to go ahead and take Drag Under number 2. Destroy a big creature and investigate. Creatures you control get +2/+0 and it has flashback, puncturing light, destroying attacker blocking creature, and Fogwalker is a spirit with Skulk. Do we have any cards that care about spirits so far? Not really. I think I'll take the Fogwalker. It's not a card I'm very impressed with, but could be fine. Ooh, Faith Unbroken, pick 4. Nice. 4 mana, enchanted creature gets +2/+2. When it ETBs, you exile a creature an opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield. It's great. Feeling of Dread would be great to wheel here, but I don't think it will. But we're taking Faith Unbroken pretty easily. And gotta see if we can find some more good spirit cards. Ooh, Rise from the Tides is a card I love. 5 instants and sorceries so far. There's also Convolute. Dauntless Cathar and Steadfast Cathar are more for the humans deck. So, do we take Rise from the Tides and lean into a little bit more of a instant and sorcery build here? Like a controlling instant sorcery build? Or take Convolute? I'm going to take Rise from the Tides because nothing else is really there for us. Another Forbidden Alchemy and a Geist of the Archives is it. And everything else is not really there. Lab Brute Spontaneous Mutation is a good one. Go ahead and take the mutation here. It's not an instant in sorcery, but we do have 6 so far. We're probably not playing this one though. I think we can get there in pack 3. The deck isn't great so far. I mean, we're not getting a lot of the great cards. Black seems to be open, but like all these black cards aren't great. Geist Wield, so did Sigardian Priest. I guess we'll take the Priest here. Faithless Looting, there you go. Black and red look to be open. 1 mana, 1/1 haste. Transforms into a 2/2 menace. Okay. Apothecary Geist did wheel. Okay, so if this wheeled and so did these other blue and white cards, that tells me that blue-white spirits is probably open. We're just not seeing good cards here. Which, you know, sometimes that happens. Sometimes you find the open lane and the cards just aren't opened at your table. So you do all the work to get into the deck that's open, and then there's no cards for you. So let's hope pack 3 gets some cards opened around the table. I mean, we got another Drag Underpass to us. We got a Faith Unbroken pretty late. Feeling of Dread did wheel, which is what I wanted, which is great. So, I mean, both of the white cards wheeled. So, look, our deck is open here. 3 mana, 3/2. You can pay 1 to exile it to get a spirit, which is probably playable even in this deck. And if we had to end the draft right here, we technically have a full deck. So, that's usually a sign that your archetype is relatively open, if by the end of pack 2 you have enough cards to make a full deck. Another Collective Brutality. Not for us. There's a Compelling Deterrence, Lone Rider. Convolute, Lunarch Mantle. I think I'll take Compelling Deterrence. We have 1 zombie. Are we even playing it? What is it? The Scob. Probably still playing that. There's Galvanic Bombardment. We're not gaining life. Well, we have the Geist here to gain life. And it does gain 3, so maybe just if we find another Geist or two, this Lone Rider could actually be pretty good. This card is very good if you can transform it. Spectral Shepherd. Oh, there's another Apothecary. Oh, there's a Draven Inspector too. Why do they all these have to be in the same pack? What is this one? No. What? No. This is a tough one. Draven Inspector, I think, is the best white common, but we need spirits. And especially with Lone Rider now, another Apothecary Geist is going to be huge for us. Maybe this wheels if no one's in spirits. Draven Inspector won't wheel. Yeah, I think I gotta take the Apothecary Geist here. Elder Deep Fiend. God, we played with this card already once, and it was stupid good. Silent Departure's also very good. I would not mind playing this card as well, but Elder Deep Fiend is absolutely nuts. So I'm taking Elder Deep Fiend here. Ongoing Investigation for the Clues deck. That is not Strog's Skull Shieldmate. I think is pretty good. 3-mana 2/3 flash gives all your other creatures +0/+1 until end of turn when ETBs. And a Fogwalker could wheel, but I'm going to take the Shieldmate here. There's a Wretched Griff. There's a Steadfast Guitar. Steadfast Catar or Cathar? What's our curve looking like? Not bad. Drownyard Explorers. Not a bad creature to sacrifice to Elder Deep Fiend here. I think we're also winning through flyers. I don't know if I'll play a Wretched Griff. That'll be like our third 7-drop. So I'm going to take a Drownyard Explorers here. Reveal a human, put it into your hand. How many humans do we have? 6? It's either that or Sigardian Priest #2 or Convolute #2. No, Convolute #1. I guess we'll take the Outrider here. Another Drogskull Shieldmate. Another Humble the Brute. And another Scob. Guess I'll take the Shieldmate here. None of this is going to make the cut. None of this will make the cut either. Another Shieldmate. Okay. Another Scob. Alright, we're going to have an interesting deck build here. Fogwalker did wheel. Wretched Griff wheeled. Okay, we got a lot of stuff here. 36 cards to make cuts from. Jeez. Alright, let's see how we have to build this. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to like start from scratch here. First going to see what's absolutely making the deck. Bruna has to make the deck. Faith Unbroken for sure. And Elder Deep Fiend 100%. So those are all like 100% no matter what else we play. If we're thinking spirits, we've got Double Geist, Triple Shieldmate. Bound by Moonsilver is probably making it in. We know that Double Dragunder's making it in. I would like the Lone Rider to also make it with the Double Geist here. We don't have... Well, we have... Lunarch Mantle is an aura. Which is good with Ironclad Slayer, but... Is that the only aura? We have Imprison the Moon, but that's not going to the graveyard. A Spontaneous Mutation, that could make its way to the graveyard. It's probably a good enough card to play here. Fogwalker's a double spirit. Tattered Haunter's a spirit. I think Dauntless Cathar is good enough. Feeling of Dread I think seems fine. So this seems like the base for right now. This is 1 instant and 2 sorceries and 13 creatures, which means if we wanted to play Rise from the Tide, we'd have to add a bunch of instants and sorceries, and I think Elder Deep Fiend and Bruna are going to be fine at the top of our curve here. 1 instant, 2 sorceries, 3 enchantment, so these scobs are probably okay. We're not sacrificing clues. We have a ton of 3-drops. I wonder if we can fit in a couple more 2s. So something like Sigardian Priest or... that would be basically it. What would we like to sacrifice to Elder Deep Fiend? I think Drowned Explorers would be a fine sacrifice. It's decent in the curve as well, which means we play 1 more card. With triple Drogskull Shieldmate, Convolute or Deny Existence could be pretty good. Because we could be passing the turn with 3 mana up a decent amount of time with triple Shieldmate here. We have 3 auras. Spontaneous Mutation, Bound by Moonsilver, and Faith Unbroken. Does that mean Ironclad Slayer is good enough with Faith Unbroken and Spontaneous Mutation to play here? Like over Convolute? It might be. It's just a 3 mana 3/2. Courageous Outrider. How many humans? 4 humans. That's not really enough to play the Outrider. So the only cards we have that care about spirits at all is Apothecary Geist. Everything else is just a card. They're just cards. Ingenious Scob triggers off of 6 spells right now. That's not very good. It's just a good card though, right? Currently have 17 creatures. That's a lot of creatures. Maybe we could play a Lunarch Mantle instead of a Scob, which makes the Slayer 1 card better as well. You could even sacrifice the Lunarch Mantle, give a creature flying, and then get it back. Something like that. And the deck doesn't seem outstanding. It's a little torn between what it wants to do. Oops, I need guess I need lands, don't I? Because of Bruna, I think we need to have 17 as well. And Elder Deep Fiend, making sure we get up to where we want to. So, yeah, I think I'll run it back like this. We didn't quite get there on the Spirit build-arounds. The Spirit thing, I don't think we were only Spirit drafters at the table because the 3 mana 2/2 that can save your spirits didn't wheel. So, that's one thing. But it's a new kind of deck here on the channel. We haven't played spirits yet. And that's really what I want to do with these kind of formats. I want to just show you guys decks. I want to show you opponents playing, and I want to show you me playing different kinds of decks, different styles of decks, even if I win or lose. So that's what we're doing. So let's go ahead and see you in game 1. Alright, opponent goes first. We have a Dauntless Cathar and a Faith Unbroken. No blue yet, but yeah. Guess we'll go ahead and keep this. Those are not the greatest top decks. Still drawing nothing but blue cards here. They don't have any plays either though, so nothing but blue cards. Okay. Gotta have a play now, right? Yeah. Another paladin. Alright, we got a blue card. Or, I mean, an island. Go ahead and play the Tattered Haunter. And maybe Faith Unbroken will go all the way here. Guess it did. Thanks so much, Faith Unbroken. You're a great card. Alright, we go first with Lone Rider. Into Shieldmate, into Faith Unbroken. Even without a blue. Who needs blue? Who needs islands? Not me. Got a good enough hand here. Because if we top deck a land and an Apothecary Geist, the Lone Rider will transform into a 4/4 first strike trample lifelink, which is kind of insane. God forbid we put a Faith Unbroken on that, and then we're off to the races. Now let's hope they just don't have Galvanic Bombardment. I'm not going to play this, though. Alright, they didn't have it. Good. I could attack, but they could trade a card in there. Well... I basically just play Shieldmate. I can gain a life is what I can do. I just have to play this in the middle of combat. I also didn't think they were going to block, so... Not bad. Hopefully they don't have too much madness here. If they had madness, they would have used that. The Crow of Dark Tidings. Okay. Give me a land off the top. Let's go. Perfect. Because now what I can do is have this transform into a 6/6, which is insane. I think I'm going to get rid of their Bloodseeker here, because this is going to gain life now. And now they need to have unconditional removal, which could be Bound by Moonsilver. If they have a Bound by Moonsilver for the Lone Rider transformed, that's not going to be great, but it is what it is. All right. Gain 3 life, transform it into a 6/6 first strike trample lifelink on turn 4. Let's just hope it survives here. Lingering Souls, that won't do it. They could have a Galvanic Bombardment now. I'm trying to think of the card they could have and why they were still getting priority there. So they are still getting priority. They could trade a token and a bombardment for our Shieldmate here, potentially. I think that's what's going to happen. Oh, okay. Alright, well, worse things have happened. We still have our It That Rides as one. Bringing back Distended Mindbender. Woof. Alright. It's just a 5/5, because this only counts on cast, so on Burial Rites isn't really going to do much. Okay, they take 6. We play another, probably another lethal threat here in Tattered Haunter. That way they have to deal with, so if they unburial rights, what are they getting back? Another crow. That would be it. And if they flash back Lingering Souls, they get 2 more 1/1s, which block the Tattered Haunter very well. So either way, the Tattered Haunter isn't going to do much right now. Yeah, this thing just got out of hand. That was an absolutely insane start there. Alright, well we have both colors of mana this time, so we can keep this, even if it's a little bit slow here. Oh, hello there. You are far away, but... we'll get there. Bruno's not actually outstanding in this deck. I'm not really sure it's going to get back an angel or a human very often. Alright, we can flash in the Shield Maiden and eat the Guardian here, which is, I guess, going to be my plan. Next turn we can gain 3 life from the Geist. Maybe they have a combat trick or something, but... getting a green. Okay, Jace's Scrutiny. Well, that's fine. I'll go ahead and play the Geist here. Alright. Now we are stalled. I can't be very mana efficient with this hand, unfortunately, so the best I can do is just play another Geist, and then... yeah, I can trade the Shield Mate for one of these two, like 2/3 for a 2/2, which isn't great for me. Could trade the Geist for a 2/2, which also isn't great for me. Ongoing investigation. Okay. -0 right now. Let's go ahead and do this. I guess just play the Tattered Haunter here. The board is sufficiently gummed up, that's for sure. That doesn't do anything. And there's a 2/2. Alright, well. Still going here. Man, I don't know how we push through this here. So if we attack with everything, we flash in a shield mate, it just buffs our toughness, so it doesn't let it survive. We could flash in a shield mate and a mutation to basically kill a Dawn Griff here. Okay. I'll play the Scob. The mutation gives it -1, -0 right now to something. Okay, that's probably fine if they just want to keep poking us there. Oh, well, maybe not. I forgot about the ongoing investigation here. Okay. They are fully untapped, so casting a Faith Unbroken doesn't seem like the best idea. And a Drogskull Shieldmate's probably not going to do it either, as far as flashing it in right now on attacks. So, alright. I might flash in the mutation to just stop the Fogwalker from hitting us here. Because if they can just continually draw cards over and over again, that's not great news for us. Still leaving all their mana up. Spell Queller. Okay. Well, I guess now we can potentially... Guess we can do this here. They can't kill our Geist unless they have a combat trick. I think what the only thing they have right now is ongoing investigation, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. Fine trading a shield mate. Yeah, also fine trading this for a 2/2 here. Got nothing else to do with our mana, so may as well just hit him for more. Hitting him for 11 here now? Ah, okay. Alright, well they go to 8. We're 1 mana away from Bruna, which can't actually return anything, but it's a 7 mana 5/7 Flying Vigilance, so that's still pretty good. No! Well, they just get a 2/3 back, so they don't get to exile our spell or anything anymore. Grindy game here. Alright, they're tapped out. Do we just slam Bruna here? There's nothing we can get back. Angel or human, like... That's nothing, so it's just playing this, I guess. And hoping they can't deal with it. They currently have no creatures they can exile to gain life with the ongoing investigation. Down goes Bruna. Ah. Alright, well, we're trying. So right now, they just have free attacks here. We can bounce this one, they continually draw cards, or get clues off of the Wretched Gryph here. But if we Lunarch Mantle, then they have to also deal with the Geist. Okay. We'll see if the Geist can survive. If it can't, this game is not looking great. We've gotten rid of tons of flyers and our two best cards already, so they have inevitability here with drawing 2-3 cards a turn now with all this mana. Well then. So we would have to emerge this by sacrificing something, but man, this taps down 4 things at flash. I forgot about this card. Alright, well then we're just going to pass. And in the turn, have to sacrifice a shield mate here to the Elder Deep Fiend, but that is fine. They can currently gain 2-4 life, depending on how much mana they leave open. Okay. Down to 10 cards. So this happens on cast. It doesn't even happen on ETB. So they can counter it. They still get their creatures tapped. Man. Got plenty of cards in here. Looks like we got it anyway with the Elder Deep Fiend happening on cast instead of on ETB. So that's quite a card. Still quite a card. Even they had the counter spell and the spontaneous mutation. Still worked. We go first with not a super fast hand, but I mean, this format is slow enough. I found this format to be quite slow so far. I mean, a turn 3 play on the play as your first play is usually fine, whereas in Phyrexia, it was not. Feeling of Dread. Well, it's a 2-drop, but not the one we're looking for. Alright, gonna go ahead and flash in the Shield Mate here, see if they have a combat trick or not. Looks like they don't. Got the 2-for-1. Got a creature that also killed their creatures. That's pretty good news for us. Whenever another spirit enters the battlefield, it gets +1/+1. You can sacrifice it to counter an instant or sorcery spell once it controls space X or X is its power. Instant or sorcery only, right? Yeah, okay. So we can just play Apothecary Geist. The only reason I played that pre-combat is just in case they had something to mess with this in combat. I don't know, like just deal 3 damage to attacking creature or something. I don't know the format well enough just yet. I wanted to gain the life, so. And I didn't think they were blocking either way. So that's the reason I did it like I did. Alright, I've got another land. Let's see if I can use it. I guess I can just Lunarch Mantle here while they're tapped out. Hit him for 4. Now we have a 4/5 that could potentially gain flying if we need it to. Tattered Haunter, that doesn't matter. Probably just flashing in Shield Mate here. Oh, they have their own Feeling of Dread? Okay. That's fine. So then, so sacrifice it unless I pay 1. I still would like to flash in the Shield Mate. It's basically 2 mana, gains 6 life there. Fogwalker. Well, that's annoying. Okay. Go ahead and keep our Shieldmate tapped down. And another Lone Rider. Okay. Mutation doesn't do anything yet. Another Shieldmate. Planning on flashing in the Shieldmate again. Okay. Darn. Yeah, they get rid of the Lunarch Mantle here. They don't know I have another one. I'm just replaying the same one here. Return target spirit you control to its owner's hand. So bounding my Moonsilver on any of these things is not going to be good. We'd have to do it on the Lone Rider here. Same thing with the mutation. We don't want to put the mutation on a spirit. So I think we're just casting another Shieldmate on their turn. They're at 5, and then we can feel it. We can Feeling of Dread and flash it back to like tap down their whole board. Although I think they're going to Feeling of Dread something here as well. Yeah, so they're going to be able to tap down some of our creatures here. We will not have lethal, especially if they tap down the Scob. Gonna have to make sure we don't die on the backswing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll be alright with Feeling of Dread, I think. Alright, so we'll let them tap our creatures down here. Still hit them for 4. Like, everything they have is spirit, so what I can do here is just do this, and if they return it to their hand and then replay it, it still can't block. So right now it's going to deal 0 damage to us. They can bounce a creature here. Okay. So now they can't flashback Silent Departure. Let's see what else they have. Should be enough to kill them here. Well, that does gain some life, but I think we could just tap down their creatures now. Should have done that on my turn for the Scob, I suppose. But it didn't matter. We had 10 points of damage there no matter what. So pretty good curve here. I guess we have Lone Rider on 2. And then Shieldmate on 3, and if we draw an Apothecary Geist. Interesting. Something's dying here, is what that tells me. Would I rather them kill the Lone Rider or the Tattered Haunter? We don't have a way to flip this right now. So whichever one of these I play, I fully expect to be in my graveyard at the end of my turn. So I think this is probably going to get blanked quicker. So we'll let them kill the Lone Rider here. Oh, nope. Whatever they had, it did not do work against Lone Rider. Okay. I'll just play Dauntless Cathar here now. I still have it. Spontaneous Mutation, maybe, is what they've got? Okay, that's pretty good. Incendiary Flow. So the Shieldmate can't protect the Cathar here, unfortunately. We can only activate that as a sorcery, not to mention it's going to be exiled anyway. So I guess we're just flashing in the Shieldmate to be the most mana efficient here, once it dies to Incendiary Flow. Blue-red spells in this flashback version of this format right now is the best deck in the format, in my opinion, so we'll see if we can fight our way through it. Definitely going to need to stop drawing lands, but isn't that always the case? Have another thing. 2 cards in yard. I said stop drawing lands, ideally. Okay. Sounds about right. 9 lands and 14 cards. You do the math. In fact, we've drawn nothing but lands. We started with 3 lands in hand and we've drawn nothing but lands here, so gonna be tough to progress a board state if that's all you can do. Madness, Alchemist Greeting, yep. Looks like they'll hit us for 6 here. Can't do anything about that. I mean, it's about as close to a land as it gets right now. Guess I'll do it while they're tapped out. -1, -0. Eat my Spontaneous Mutation. Mystic Retrieval, returning an enormous card draw spell. Yeah, they are doing the thing. Oof, what does that do? Ha. I have a Lunarch Mantle. What are you going to do about it? What they're going to do about it is kill me before anything matters here. They have another Madness card. A Fiery Temper. Are we dead? I think we're dead. Yeah, so we're at 9. They can put this up to 3 more, 3. Yeah, so we're dead. Yeah, we never stood a darn chance that game. See if they go all the way. I'm sure they will. Did they just blow it? That puts 2 cards in their yard. So now they have... they might have just blown lethal. Not that it matters. We're basically dead anyway. I don't think there's anything we could draw when we're at 2 here. Yeah, because we don't gain life, they can just pump that, so... They're never winning that game. Based on how our deck was stacked there's no one on Earth that could have won that game. Alright, we got 2-drop Haunter into Apothecary Geist, which is usually just fine. Then there's Elder Deep Fiend here at some point. Ooh, nice Curve Topper. Darn, they've got Galvanic Bombardment, but that's not the end of the world, I guess. You always hate when they they play a mountain and then it passes to you, you play a creature, and then they get priority. It's just like the worst feeling in the world. So, there goes that. Okay. They're gonna madness something out here? Yes, they will. It's pretty nice when you have a free way to cast your 5-drop for 2 mana. I would like... It's very mana inefficient here, but I would like to gain the 3 life off of this. So I'm gonna cast this. Keeps their Dragoon tapped down. They can still use it as a madness enabler, but there's nothing I can do about that, so. Here comes another one. What's your next madness card? Double. Okay. Can I activate this again now? Another Alchemist Greeting, killing my Geist. Blood Mad Vampire. Okay. Now I think we have to hold back. They're stuck on 2 lands, and look, they've cast 6 spells this game. That's wild. Human or angel? Hey, maybe we can find a way to get our explorers into the yard. Goodness gracious. Alright. They're just madnessing out everything they have. We can... if we draw a blue, we can sacrifice the explorers to Elder Deep Fiend and then Bruna back the explorers, which would be pretty good. And if we don't draw blue next turn, Apothecary Geist flipping our Lone Rider is pretty good. We can also get the Lone Rider back with Bruna here at some point. So now we're just restricted by mana. So are they, but it doesn't seem to be a problem for them. Uh-oh. Combat trick central here. Well, we're just going to make blocks in ways that kill everything, and they can't possibly kill all of our creatures, can they? Hopefully, maybe. Do they have like an anthem or something? Like a +2/+0 or something like that? Oh. It was an onboard trick that just absolutely wrecked me. Okay, well, you can stop watching this game at this point, because boy was that the worst play I could have possibly made on the face of this earth. Okay. Alright. That was so bad. It was so bad. Look, as many drafts as I post on this channel, we make mistakes. And it's still a relatively new format. I haven't drafted this format too many times when my mind was still on Phyrexia, and I'm trying to learn all these new cards here. And they're kind of getting me. So, looks like we are just about toast. Jeez, they have a nuts vampire deck. They've just been mana screwed here. I just need to shame concede by this point. In fact, I think I will. Guys, we're just going to pass that one on to the next one. They completely destroyed us here. by my own fault. Okay, we go first. We have Fogwalker into Shieldmate, which... it's something. We'll see if we can not play into so many onboard tricks this time. Another red-black deck. And starting with another Olivia's Dragoon. Yeah... Alright, so they're able to discard a card to give that flying, and if they discard a Madness card, they can still cast it in the middle of combat. Looks like they chose not to. Looks like they might have some sort of combat trick to save the Dragoon here. Okay, so they did it anyway. I don't know why they let it die, because it's still being blocked, but everyone makes mistakes. We know that. Next turn we can Bound by Moonsilver and Tattered Haunter if all they play is their Weirded Vampire. Okay. Eldrazi Octopus. That's a type line. Tormenting Voice, discarding Blood Mad Vampire. Man, I want to get into the Red-Black Madness deck. This deck seems so cool. Lunarch Mantle. Or I could just flash in an Elder Deep Fiend. In order to cast this, I have to... I could sacrifice Fogwalker or a Shieldmate here. If I attack, they don't block. We could flash in Deep Fiend, sacrificing Fogwalker. We can sacrifice anything, really. And then next turn we can Lunarch Mantle. Even if they block. Yeah. Which is okay. Now they're at 10. We can still flash in the Deep Fiend if we want to. Probably sacrificing Fogwalker. Next turn we equip it up with Mantle, and then it's a 7/7. Or we even equip up the Tattered Haunter, it's a 4/3 flyer. Okay. Well, I guess we're doing this now then. They can float the red mana, and there's nothing I can do about that, but there's nothing else I would tap here, so. Alright, Blood Mad Vampire, instant speed. Must be nice. Okay, so the Lunarch Mantle can go on the Deep Fiend here, and they could just chump it. But we could also sacrifice something to make it have flying, and then they have to take 8. We could move the Bound by Moonsilver onto this. I don't really want to sacrifice lands because Bruna is 1 land away right now. I could put it here. And it's still not blockable this turn. It could be next turn by the Bloodseeker. I'm actually just going to put on the Fogwalker here. These are both still not blockable. Well, this is still not blockable, and if they want to not go to 2, they have to chump the Deep Fiend here. Otherwise, they go to 2. Okay, looks like they're going to 2. I'm going to madness something else out here, more than likely. This deck is almost too good if it's open. There's like 3 or 4 common free discard outlets, which makes the deck like insanely good. Ravenous Bloodseeker, Olivia's Dragoon, and there's I think 1 or 2 more, either at common or uncommon. They're like very good. Okay, well, we attack and then slam Bruna on the other side. We could also... Well, the thing is, if they have like Alchemist Greeting or something, Alchemist Greeting still can't get rid of Fogwalker at instant speed. What can they have for 2 mana, even Madness, that kills a 3/5 at instant speed? Hopefully nothing, because in order to do that I have to get rid of Bruna, or I have to not cast Bruna this turn. Because the Alchemist whatever deals 4 damage. I could just attack with both. They have to block both, which means they're chumping at least one of them. And then I could just slam Bruna on the backside, which is going to be tough for them to deal with anyway. I don't want to sacrifice a permanent, have this get killed, and then still not be able to play Bruna. That doesn't seem very good to me. I don't know the format well enough to know whether or not they have anything. So... I'm just going to do this. I don't know Bruna's coming. It doesn't get back anything, but again, that usually doesn't matter. Let's see what they're going to madness out here. Blood Mad Vampire. Well, looks like we might have had it, if that's all they have. Also, they just... In order to get that out, they just killed both creatures here, so... But they had to do that to kill this one. Which makes sense. So I still have a 5/6 and a 5/7 Flying Vigilance, which is all good, so... I probably had the win last turn. I didn't think there was a way they were coming back from this board state. So I took the easy line out. There's probably more research I could have done to figure out if I had it or not, but either way. Okay, so this hand isn't great, but I do think it's fine with Scob and then like a bunch of removal here. Moonsilver, Dragunder. The Mantle on the Scob could be like basically game. They mulligan to 5. Tap an untapped creature to transform it into a 2/3 that can get buffed. Okay, that's pretty good. All they gotta do is play a 2-drop here. Yeah, they could just untap it, transform it, or tap it and transform it. Got nothing else to do, so I mean, I may as well just protect my life total here. Yeah, I'll play my creature, I guess. It doesn't block particularly well right now, but next turn when I have all my mana open, I can Lunarch Mantle and still hold up Feeling of Dread or something like that, which would be pretty good. If it survives, it might just die to a Incendiary Flow, but who knows. Yeah, so in comes everything. This has Menace. This can get bigger, so I basically just have to block this and see if they have a combat trick. They have nothing. Alright. Which makes me hesitant to want to cast Lunarch Mantle onto this. The Geist doesn't gain any life right now. The most mana efficient thing to do is cast Lunarch Mantle and cast Feeling of Dread, but they didn't play a creature. They didn't burn this. I feel like if they had something, they would have used it just to push the damage, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Can we race? I think we can. At this point, I think they have a the 2/3 that pumps their creatures' toughness. I think that's what they have. But we're hitting them for 5 here, so we can still tap down their creatures next turn. Let's see if that's what they have. That spirit creature thing. Yeah, Drogskull Shieldmate. That's the one. And tab that one as well. Alright, they're also trying to race here. Forgot you were here. We are not able to be particularly mana efficient right now, unfortunately. So we could play this, but it doesn't gain life. We could play this, it doesn't return anything. We can play Drag Under. We can just play a random 3-mana 3/2. The Drag Under could potentially help us find more lands. Okay, we did find a land drop. We can't do anything with it, but that's okay. Do they have another Drogskull Shieldmate is the question. No. They had something at instant speed. It could have just been this activation that they didn't want to use. This does attack each combat if able, so we'll see if we can eat it up here. They attack with everything that has menace, so... Alright, well, I'm obviously blocking the rabble here. Okay. And nothing else. Alright, now we have some options. Against this deck, I think I'd rather just have a creature on the battlefield here. So I'm just going to play this. We don't get an aura equipment, but I just want more creatures. And then we can hold back one turn. Oh, we don't... We because they're still untapped. I'm going to hold back one turn and then see what's up next turn. We have a removal spell and potentially... Still doesn't gain us any life, but it is a 2/3 flyer here. Something I could have done is sacrifice the Lunarch Mantle to give this flying and then got it back with the Ironclad Slayer and then recast it. Maybe that would have been worth it. What? Jeez, a 4-mana 4/9. Okay, well, I'll just block here. That was an interesting use of that card. Let's go ahead, make a spirit, gain some life here. Alright, let's see if they top decked a combat trick. No. Alright. Now I think we're doing relatively okay. I'll trade 2 for 1 here. Okay. Just in case we draw our 1-mana enchantment, which we didn't. We're at the land point of the game. You know that one. See, the thing is, if we try to race, I think their deck is going to race better than ours will. But we do have a removal spell in hand, and because of that, I'm going to attack here. Because we're going to get them down to 9, they're also going to get us down to 9. This is a race we win, but all they have to do is top deck a couple more creatures here for this to be a little bit strange for us. Tormenting Voice is getting rid of Tormenting Voice. Okay. Steadfast Cathar.deck. I mean, I don't really have anything else to put it on, and we have plenty of permanents to sack to move it around if we need to. All these lands here are just kind of like, yeah, you can sack me if you want, I don't care. Okay, well, that's a card that could have killed us, potentially. That seems about right. gives +2/+0. So if we attack, we die on the backswing. So we are not attacking. Got 10 lands here. A lot of cards off the top of the deck in that last draw step would have put this game away, but no, it's got to be a land. Goodness gracious. 1, 2, 3. At least 3. Well, that should probably do it in our favor here. I'm going to tap down all their creatures. Do they have something at instant speed to use that red mana on? Probably should have attacked with the Explorers last turn too, if we're just going to tap everything down. Deals X, so X equals 3? Okay. That's still fine, I think. There we go. Alright. Draw all of the lands, but get bailed out by an Elder Deep Fiend. Not too bad. Alright, we go first with no blue. But Ironclad Slayer is just a 3-mana 3/2. Faith Unbroken is a great thing to get back with the Slayer. But we're just basically casting Iron Slayer into Faith Unbroken. I don't like it, but I also don't like mulliganing. You know this. Awesome. Now, I'm wondering if I should take turn 3 off from the Slayer, play Faith Unbroken on turn 4, and if it dies, I can get it back. And I think I will, because this card is so good that if it goes to the graveyard, getting it back is going to be huge. What are these lands? Plains, mountain, forest. 1 mana of any color, each player loses a life. Beginning of your upkeep, if each player has 10 or left, you transform it into a 1/4 Death Touch. When it attacks, I lose 4. Or I lose 3. Okay. Let's go Drownyard Explorers and attack. Graph-Mole. And Thraben Inspector. Alright, Faith Unbroken. Let's do our thing. Faith Unbroken is such a busted card. Okay, so they gained 2 life off of Confront the Unknown and made a clue. Gaia Reach Bandit, 3 mana 3/2 haste. that can transform, and Village Messenger, 1 mana, 1/1 haste that can transform. Alright. Get a blue. No. I guess we just Apothecary Geist then. Very awkward not being able to play double Fogwalker there. That would have been very good. But now they're dead in the air, so... Oh, that was interesting. They're trying to ping us down. They really want the Cryptolith Fragment here. They're still dead in the air to the Haunter here. If I do this, I want to make sure they can't transform their fragment. Okay. Well, now they're going to be able to try... Oh my god. I think we were just straight dead. Yeah, we were straight dead if not for blocking there. They were trying to get their only out. Well, we managed to trophy with blue-white spirits, so that's pretty neat. I didn't think that deck was necessarily trophy-worthy, but here we are. We've got our first trophy of the format through some good gameplay, and one of the 2 losses was an absolute punt of a loss to that Red-Black Vamps deck when we just, like, on-board tricked ourselves into 2 straight board wipes, basically. But, yeah, Bruna didn't really do much. Elder Deep Fiend definitely did. This card has been outstanding in both the decks we've had it in, but, yeah. First trophy of the format, appreciate it. We are now switching to set review season for March of the Machine. Stay tuned for that as quick as it will come out on Wednesday or Thursday. And thanks so much for sticking around to the end of this video, and I will see you next time for your daily draft.